Angel White, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Hello,
How are you doing,
hello.
man?
Fantastic.
And I want people to get to know you a little bit better. So you're a fifth generation Texan, correct? Tell us a little bit about what Texas means to you, where you're from. Let the folks know who you are.
Yeah, born in Fort Worth. I live in the Dallas area now, but for the most part, I think being from Texas, there's like this inherited pride just with where you're from, and also just being from the South, there's hospitality that we have and a love that we have for anybody. So I think that's what I carry the most.
And you're a cowboy and beekeeper, correct?
Yeah, I did beekeep for a while. I think, in the future I will again, because I'd like to have my own honey brand at some point. But yeah, family's been raising horses for over 40 years. And you just kind of fall in line.
I feel like Western culture, Southern culture is very big right now, but you're the real deal. You're a real cowboy.
Yeah.
There's got to be some pride in that you're bringing that authenticity, I should say, to your singing and to your storytelling.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I think when that question comes up, even when people see me, they see the hat and automatically think, oh, you make country, and then really my response is, well, I am country. And I happen to make music. Whatever that music may be, there's always going to be the country that's in my heart. So,
I love that. And your debut album, talk to me about releasing that. That came out in March, and the story behind it. It seems like you did it pretty quickly, getting it together.
Yeah. So Ghost of the West, came out in March. Went in with my buddy Dwight Baker. We were in for 12 days. Pretty much every day, new song. But I think I was prepared to record it. I had talked to somebody about it. Felt like I had recorded 12 years of life in 12 days.
Yeah.
Because again, the story was already there. I just was waiting for the space to be able to tell it, and that was that.
Yeah. And you're not new to music, but why now? Debut album. What was the moment that you decided this is why I want to be doing this at this time?
I mean, I had been, I'd been making music, writing stuff, recording. I just always wanted my debut record to be recorded in one place with one person, and just really be this cohesive thing. Not that it wasn't, but when I was making it in my room or going over to so-and-so's house, it was just very exploratory. But being able to get in with him really felt like I'm making my debut record. And it just happened.
And I love the flow of it. I really like the part from your grandmother talking about that. And I want to ask you, Ora Jean and Freddie Mac, you posted about them. I did a little research for you. Talk to me about the relationship that you have with them, because it seems like you guys are very, very close.
Yeah, absolutely. I traveled a lot with my grandma, like growing up. I mean, pretty much since I was born. She was always going on road trips, this and that, and she was always calling my mom. She's like, I'm coming to pick up my baby. And she calls me Spider. But yeah, I just was with her all the time. And then they lived out in Cleveland, kind of in the country, and we just always went fishing. My grandpa, I was just following him around all the time. He had peach trees and stuff like that. So I was just there all the time. And I just love being with him.
Seeing that generational connection, what is their reaction to seeing how big you're blowing up now? I mean, you're doing all this cool stuff. What's their reaction seeing you do all this?
I mean, my grandma kind of says that this is where I should be. One big piece of that is my great-grandfather was a blues musician. And I never got to meet him, but my grandma saw me play harmonica for the first time not too long ago, and she was like, this is you meeting him. Which was, really cool, because I didn't know that until she had told me. So that made me feel good, and also made me feel like I was where I'm supposed to be. And kind of this ode to the family to keep this going.
That gave me chills a little bit. That's really cool, because you didn't get to meet somebody, but you have that familial connection that transcends time. That's something that's so special, I think. Let's talk about your fashion. Dude, you know who you are, which I love that. Talk to me about, on your Instagram, you see so many different outfits. Tell me about how you kind of put these all together and what your thought process is behind all this.
Man, it kind of just happens. I think I really knew I really enjoyed clothes when I was in 6th grade because we had uniforms. And I was always trying to figure out a way to spruce it up a little bit, whether that be, a new belt or wearing a funky tie, stuff like that. And it just kind of flow into everything else. But I love boots. That's probably where I start first. Yeah, it's kind of second nature at this point. Like I can see a rack of clothes and be like, well, I want this, and then that's how it goes.
And it really is a conversation piece. I've talked to other artists who really are methodical about what they're wearing because they believe it says something. Yeah. Do you share that value in clothing and that it projects something to people?
Absolutely. I mean, it's an expression just as much as the music is. And again, it's just second nature. I really just put it on.
Yeah. Well, and you've been doing so many cool things. You went to Stagecoach. You've been surrounded by a lot of big names, Shaboozey, Leon Bridges, to name some folks. Is there any advice that people have given you or anything that you've learned from some of these folks, being around them, sharing music with them, et cetera?
Man, honestly, I would even, mentioning Shaboozey, I met him years ago, and he was just really nice. Like at the end of the day, and I think or Shane Smith and the Saints, some guys that I've gone on the road with, Caitlin Butts, they are just some of the most authentic people outside of the music, and that's one of the biggest things that I've taken away. And also, I think that's why certain people are in it kind of surrounded, is because when you are a good, authentic person, there's kind of no other way that those people could be attracted. So that's probably the biggest takeaway. And also being on the road and watching how people's camps work. Shane Smith has like one of the tightest camps I've ever seen. So I'm just learning, just always learning. So that's probably what I'd say.
I think that's so smart to just not only just be a part in being in these rooms, but literally taking notes in your brain.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
is how I want my camp to be. This is how I want to act. And I think that is really smart. Yeah. You mentioned Caitlin. I do want to ask you about her because she's really having a big moment right now, I think. What's it like to see your friend do that?
As she should.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
What's it like to see your friend kind of blowing up a little bit?
I mean, I've just seen her work hard over the years, and it's a beautiful thing to see people get their flowers. That there's no gimmick there. Like, she's the real deal, one of the most talented people I've ever seen. So yeah, it's just really nice to see also great people who are doing great things get their flowers.
And I want to talk about, I know we just released the album not that long ago, but what are you working on now? What can people look forward to? Are you just enjoying the album being out, or are you back in the studio working?
Oh, we're working on new music right now. For instance, there's a song called Lone Star Girl that we're really excited about. Don't know when it's going to come out, but it is there. And kind of a whole new record. Playing with the name is called Desperado Drive. It's like this NASCAR rodeo inspired thing, like Porsches and horses. So that's where my head is, and the band is super excited about it all.
You talked about how your album was very cohesive. Where do you draw your inspiration from? Is it these little moments? Is it big ideas? How do you approach songwriting in this way?
It kind of comes in like different ways, but specifically talking about the record, I mean, Dwight was like, let's just get in, see what we can pull from the air, and it was kind of just magic every day. No like real set idea on anything. I walked in with like maybe 3 ideas, and he said, well, we'll keep those on the back burner, and when we get stumped or feel like we can't do anything, we'll pull those out. But that was really never the case. We got in and we were like, oh, there it is. For instance, even the first song, Running in Place, that was the first song we recorded. And we came in, sat down on the red couch that he calls the therapy couch, talked for about an hour and a half, and kind of both related on this whole daddy issue thing. And in the conversation, we talked about it's kind of like you're running in a circle, you're running in place, and we were like, oh, there it is right there. And then started tracking it out. So it can kind of come in a bunch of different ways, but that's how that happened.
It was gonna say it sounds like magic. I mean, 12 days is insane.
It was quick.
Yeah, doing like when things are clicking like that, does it ever hit you like, oh, we're really cooking, we're onto something? I just want to get into your mind about what that feeling is like and trying to explain it.
The best way I could explain it is just flow state, because when you're in that like ethereal realm, it feels there's kind of like no other way to be than just in it and just going. So yeah.
That's awesome. And being from Texas, I think that Texas barbecue is the best barbecue. A hot take here. Do you have a favorite barbecue spot in Texas? Is there just a style of barbecue you like?
So I'm a little biased because my dad makes barbecue and has made barbecue our whole life. Big Al's. But if I had to choose another one, it'd probably be Hutchins.
Okay.
There's a spot called Hutchins. Also, Terry Black's is really good.
We're getting a Terry Black's here, which I'm like, okay, I'm really stoked about it. It was always a must stop for me in Austin, so I'm very excited that people can get a taste of that Texas barbecue here.
They need it.
It's needed.
It's different. It really is.
And then we also have some Whataburgers around here, and I'm curious what your Whataburger order is.
Number 13, extra strip with gravy and a sweet tea.
See, I love that you just know.
All day.
It just hits different.
All day.
Do you have a breakfast order?
I used to be big on the taquitos. I still love them. But I'd probably go breakfast on a bun.
Oh yeah, I get the honey butter chicken biscuit. And
classic.
I mean, it is classic. That's why I feel like you have to have it. And then what do you want to say to folks if they've never heard your music? How would you want to describe it? And if they've never seen you perform, what do you hope people take away from it?
If I had to describe the sound, I'd probably say Western Soul. And then live, the biggest thing I want you to take away is that we are really doing it. My favorite is being on stage. So as long as you see me having fun, I think you're gonna have fun, and that's what should happen.